Hi, I'm Karen and welcome to my channel, Karen So Slowly. Welcome back to all my subscribers and regular viewers, and hello if you're new and you've just found me. First of all, I know I've done it straight away. I'm looking at my phone instead of the camera, so I do apologise. I'll keep doing that all the way through the video, I know I will. First on the agenda tonight is not a lot of sewing done again. It's been a really busy week. I was quite poorly last weekend, didn't really pull around till about Tuesday, so I haven't really had a week of sewing at all. I've had a couple of days at the most. I finished finally the blouse that I did, which was this one. That featured in my Friday sew 2 weeks ago, and it was sort of finished last week, but I have put the hook and eye at the top of the slit in the front there. That's the blouse there. It's reflecting off the light really badly. The McCalls 7803, and that's how it's meant to look, and that's how it looks. And I am quite pleased with it, and I will wear it, and it does fit. It's just the mannequin looks better in it than me at the minute. So yeah, I've put a hook and eye, and one of my lovely people who I think she's a subscriber, she probably just watches me, she suggested that I use a thread loop and a button instead of a hook and eye closure, which I think I'll do on the back, because I think I've got some gold buttons somewhere, which I don't know if you can see the gold in the material, but it's such a lovely feature. I don't want to be putting like a silver hook and eye on the front. Plus they're little monkeys to sew on, they really are. I mean, with my fingers the way they are, I just kept dropping the thing. It went in the dog's water bowl at one point, and oh dear me, it was just horrendous. So yeah, I think I'll have to try and think of something else for the front. I might try and source a gold hook and eye and sit down and try and, I don't know, fasten it in place with something before I have to start stitching it in. But it was really fiddly. And yeah, so I've finished it now, and I'm going to do that, but I am going to change the sleeves. I'm going to change the sleeves, like I said last week. I think these are far too long and flouncy. They're going to dangle in your fish and chips and all sorts. So I'm gonna take those flounces off the bottom of the sleeve. I mean, they're huge, they're like wings. I'm going to take the flounces off, and I'm going to put some elastic on the bottom and make it more of a poofy 3/4 length sleeve. I prefer like a 3/4 length sleeve anyway, to a long sleeve. I always end up pushing my sleeves up, so I think that'll work better for me anyway. The other thing I wanted to mention is, first of all, this is Friday's mug. It's not as funny as last Friday's mug, but this is Friday's mug. So yes, another subscriber had said, what was the blouse you made in, what was the blouse you were wearing? Did you make it in your first vlog? And I think it was this one, which is the Atelier Jupe Frida blouse. And the only stuff I have on it, because I printed a PDF pattern and printed the instructions off on my useless printer, this is the only sort of photograph I have on it. There's another little tiny one somewhere which is slightly better, but you can see from the line drawing what it's like. Now Atelier Jupe, I wouldn't know what they're like as a pattern because I didn't follow the pattern. I followed Andrea from Beyond the Pink Door. She does a sew along on YouTube. Absolutely brilliant. I can't tell you how brilliant it was. She even does the burrito method to get a double back yoke, and it just looks so good. It's so explained so clearly. It just, for anybody who's done a burrito and got themselves in the right pickle, which I have a couple of times, it's absolutely amazing the way she explains it. It's like, well, yeah, that's the way you do it. It just makes it so simple. So yeah, you can't really see. I've done covered buttons with this one, but these never, I haven't put the button on the top because I don't like things around my neck. But my first button is there, so I can get it on and off my head without undoing the button, because to be honest, they're a bit of a struggle to get through the buttonholes. You, you need a bit of strength. Anyway, what else was I going to mention tonight? I'm currently working on the Closet Call NYX blouse. Which when and the material for this actually came from Pound Fabrics, which I was going to say before, £2.50 a metre, and they still have it, because I've looked on the website and they still have it today. And the material that I'm making this top in, this blouse in, is I bought it at the same time, and it's this material here, and this is your dishcloth moment, because this is the top half of that blouse. So it is, I'll show you the material that way, it's nicer from that direction. It's really bonny, it's really bright. I think it'll look really lovely in that, but this is the top half of the bodice. But whereas my nemesis last week or the week before was zips, that caused me to, you know, utter a swear word, belt loops, button loops, button hoops, button whatever they're called, horrible little things, awful little things, will never make them again as long as I live. I did actually want to do, I think it's Alison from So Like Dotty. God, I can't remember things tonight. Menopause brain, as Andie said tonight when I was watching her vlog. Yeah, I think she does this top, and she does the NYX dress, I think. Is it the NYX dress? Or it might be another dress that's very similar, that comes down in a V, and you can have the buttons, or you can just, she sews the button strip down, and just puts the buttons on, because she hates doing buttonholes. That's the way that's going to go next time, I think. And also, this pattern to follow, I don't think I've sewn anything by Closet Core before. But my God, is it complicated? It's just, it's one of the modern ones. And I know I said this with McCalls, but you've got these really tiny little diagrams. I'm just looking for the diagram where I spotted how to do something. Where's the specs? No, nowhere in sight. There was something they asked you to do, and it was only because I saw a tiny little bit on the end of the diagram, and I thought, my goodness, I nearly did that completely wrong. But yeah, the diagrams are absolutely tiny, and I think it was this diagram. Was it that diagram? No, it was this one here. It was this one here. If you can see, well, you probably won't be able to because it's just so small. But you actually wrap the yoke. You wrap the yoke around your front bodice piece and stitch it down, and you pull one yoke piece out of the way while you stitch it down. And it's just the way they describe it, the way they do it. But it doesn't resemble it at all, and it's taken a lot of figuring out. And the first thing you do is put the button loops on. So straight away, well, you stay stitch the neckline, and then you move straight onto the button loops. And literally at the end of the first page, I'd had enough. I'd unpicked the button loops, because they're slippery little suckers. They move like they've got grease underneath them. And I would stitch them down, they would all be even. I used my button placer to get them all even. There's even a bit of a pattern that you can stick on to mark where you put them, and I did that, and I took them off, and I did it, and I took them off, and by gum, this material, give it its dues, yeah, it was only £2.50 a metre, but and it's fraying like a so-and-so, but it's held up to me taking off and putting on the button loops so many times, and you know, hasn't dropped to bits yet. So hey ho. So that's the next sort of sewing disaster that's in the pipeline. But I might, the next time, if I made that, I might just go by the Frida, because it's a very similar top with the way the yoke is, except this has a front yoke as well. And I might just go off the way Andrea did it, because it's far more simple. It's just definitely more simple. Oh, the other thing I was going to show you was I got these buttons ages and ages ago from Pigeon Wishes, and I wondered if you think that these will go with that, or I wouldn't mind your opinion to see if you think they would go on that, or will I just do some more covered buttons, because I don't know, they've got other colours, they've got greens and things in, and purples, and I think that's a bright enough blouse without introducing other colours, I think. Not sure yet. So I think I've got sort of the bottom tier to put on to that sort of top bodice bit, and then I've got the sleeves, and the sleeves are just short sleeves, so we've got no problems with flounces or anything like that. And that's literally the only bit of sewing I've managed to get done. Like I say, I wasn't very well. I have got some material from my stash here. If you've watched my previous vlogs, you might have seen that I said I'd got some material from, it was either Pound Fabrics or Pound Metre, and they do 30 metre lucky dip things, and I ordered this probably when I'd had a drink, to be fair. As you do, you know, a bit bored and like, oh, I'll order some material. So I got 30 metres, it's all different colours, 3 metres of it each, of this stuff. And it's a bit like, it's some sort of elastine, visco-y type thing. They're all different sort of stretches. Some of them have stretch both ways. Some of them, like that one doesn't stretch that way, but it's really stretchy that way. They're quite see-through. I mean, can you see through that? You can see my blouse through that one. They're quite see-through, so I reckon if you made something with it, it might have to have you might have to do like a double layer or a lining or some description. And I've got some really nice colours. I've got this one, I've got a darker burgundy, I've got 10 different colours, quite a lot of blues, all sorts of different blues, and a grey, which my husband would love, to be honest. And I was thinking of making him like a half zip sort of funnel neck sweatshirt with like a fleece lining, and putting the grey on the top. That's sort of like sports type over thing, because he plays golf, so I'm sure it would come in handy. There's another colour that I've got. It's quite peachy, that one. It is a lovely colour. I've got a lovely pink colour and a really bonny yellow. I wouldn't have a yellow top because it would just make me look dead, basically. But again, that's only one way stretch, but some of them stretch 2 ways. And yeah, and it's like this sort of slippy, slidey stuff. You know, but there's only so many t-shirts you can make for the gym, if you went to the gym. But yeah, so if anybody's got any suggestions what that is, because I can't remember. I was obviously really drunk when I ordered it. I've got 30 metres of it, and if anybody would like me to send them 3 metres of a particular colour, then just, you know, drop us an email, and I'd be more than happy to do that. Because it is taking up quite a lot of room in my stash cupboard, which isn't very big, but that takes up the whole bottom shelf, all 30 metres of all that material. And then I got this lovely material. from my local boys store. I don't know if people, I think, is it Rachel from Stitched Up? Hi Rachel. She is one of my subscribers. I'm really pleased about that. She's mentioned boys before, so I know they're sort of North Yorkshire way. I know they're as far down as Rachel is. But I think that's about as far as they go. I don't think they're the rest of the country. But anyway, that's boys. Great little haberdashery place. They're one of these shops that sell just about everything. And I just pop in there from time to time, and they change the materials all the time. They change the fabric all the time, and I've had quite a lot from there, and it's usually really quite good. So I've got this material, which I wanted to sort of make a wrap top, but I think I got 3 meters of this. No, possibly 1, 2. No, I might have only got 2 meters of this, unless there's more. Oh no, that's the length, you silly woman. Yeah, I think I got 3 meters of this, so it would, yeah. So I reckon it would probably make a dress, but isn't it gorgeous? It's got a bit of a rib to it. It is quite see-through, but I reckon if you had it on with a you know, black underwear or a black cami or something underneath, and you did a wrap top with sort of quite a lot of drape, then you wouldn't be able to see through it as much. It wouldn't be so bad. And I just love it. I think it would look lovely with a pair of jeans. And it would be good for just going out, but it would be good for like just going to the shops as well. If it was a sort of a cash pattern. But yeah, if you want to give me any suggestions what you think I could do with that. The ribs do go a different way. I don't know if you can see that. It's there is a sort of a pattern to the ribs as well. It's there's thinner ones and thicker ones, and I suppose I'd have to watch that when I was cutting a top out. And there's quite a bit of stretch in it as well. In it, yeah. Well, I don't know. There's more one way than t'other. It's not so stretchy across the grain, but like with the grain, it's about, I don't know, about 20% stretch. So I was thinking of some sort of wrap top or wrap dress. I was wondering about the kilo dress. I do have that pattern. I bought that pattern ages ago, and I've never had the guts to make it up and actually wear a dress that tight fitting. But I have seen people put them on and look absolutely stunning in them. So I'm sure nothing a pair of big belly warmer knickers, keepy in knickers wouldn't put right, you know. As long as they were industrial strength, of course. So that's about it, I'm afraid, for tonight. I'm sorry it's been such a sewing landscape, like desert landscape of sewing, because there's been no sewing at all. And I hopefully, if I have a decent weekend this weekend, I'll get more sewing done, and I'll remember to keep looking at the camera instead of my phone. And I hope you all have a good week, and I'll hopefully see you all very soon.